Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Scarlet Betch. I'm Jason.
And I'm Anthony.
As you can probably tell, this is the second time we're going to be, at least I am, corresponding from on location. Um, for those of you, I don't know how you could be alive and not know this, but there's a hurricane currently happening on the eastern seaboard, and I'm in New York, and we're right in the epicenter of the whole shindigs. And so I'm actually not in my normal apartment. I'm actually in a hotel room. My boyfriend works for a bank, and they've got him in a hotel for the weekend because they need him in the office on Monday morning. And so we were like, staycation. Also, less chance of flooding in Midtown. So that's why we're here. So I apologize for the slow, shitty hotel connection and podcasting from here. But hopefully, if you tune in next week, we'll be at Dragon Con, and we'll have to deal with shitty hotel conditions, but we'll not an internet connection, so it'll be awesome.
Totally awesome. I'm so excited. Yeah, and so we're going to keep this one short. We're just going to do a couple of issues that came out this week, and we'll do the rest when we're IRL.
So I guess to jump everything right off from the beginning is Uncanny X-Force. This past week.
This comic book had my favorite line of maybe not all comic books ever, but definitely all comic books this week. When Deadpool, who is normally a character I do not like, but who I understand is the archetype of a character that I would greatly enjoy, he was like, some hot Wolverine on Wolverine action. Yes.
Exactly. And what I love about Deadpool is that like so much of his character, so much of these characters in Uncanny X-Force, they're all these characters that I really don't fundamentally understand how they work. You know,
Well, I like
it. Well, I know that you have this misdirection thing, and you have this other alien nervous system, and I think you also have a healing factor. I'm not really clear on that.
Right? Psylocke is the only one on that team without a healing factor, and the reason that Psylocke basically doesn't have a healing factor is because Chris Claremont killed her so he could reset her because she had the same, accumulation of random powers that everyone else on her team has. Also, it's her team.
Yeah, yeah. Also, Warren's healing factor is in his blood or something. I'm not really sure how that developed. Secondary mutations, shebang.
It's because he's Hayden Penetrate.
Nobody else. I think everyone just has stopped developing secondary mutations. So that's kind of interesting. I really like how. So this is a random comment in the X-Men anime. I'm not sure if you've been watching that at all, but it's really really good. But in the X-Men anime, they deal with secondary mutations in being that secondary mutations are a symptom of the David Waller syndrome or the Legion syndrome, where developing secondary mutations actually is indicative of an unstable mutation. So it's actually very dangerous. You have to be inoculated, which I really like that. You know.
Is that Wolverine in the X-Men? No, that got canceled.
No. This is the X-Men anime in Japan.
Oh.
It's really good. It's very. It takes a very. It is an X-Men story, but it's very, very much an anime. All the characters that we know and love, they definitely get kind of transmogrified and they fit in different various anime roles. Like Hisako, she's in it obviously because she's Japanese, and she cares about Sunfire anymore.
Yeah.
But so she's in it, and in the comic books, Hisako is her armor is really, she's a tough girl. She, is really strong and independent, and can muscle through a lot of personal tragedy and everything.
Right, she's Sailor Uranus.
Sorry?
Sailor Uranus.
Oh yeah. But in the anime, Hisako is totally the crybaby, the baby of the anime group. She's this little anime girl, and she's really kind of emotionally not unstable, but she's the kind of the girl that would be oh no, I don't know what to do. My powers.
I'm so embarrassed. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's Orihime. She's every Japanese schoolgirl stereotype all rolled into one.
Yeah, well, I mean, like Japanese schoolgirls are kind of like fairies, at least or fairies from Peter Pan, in that like their bodies are too small for more than one emotion. But anyway, back to Uncanny X-Force. Thing that confused me about it was that I had read about how Nightcrawler is supposed to be in the Age of Apocalypse. Nightcrawler is supposed to be in Uncanny X-Force.
Yep.
Going forward.
He's gonna after. Well, that's the thing, right? That's he's on the cover of November's issue. So this is just August. They have 2 more months to do something crazy, because you know they're gonna have to do something crazy because they came back in time. Suddenly, Archangel's got an army, and that's not gonna fly. They're gonna steal that life seed, so they're probably gonna have to go to some other alternate reality, maybe. I don't know. I figure they'll get another one somewhere. You know, it's Marvel. They're not limited by 52. They've got infinity. Maybe this one will be... He'll have possession powers like his daughter.
Maybe. I had thought that it was going to be the Age of Apocalypse. Nightcrawler. Oh, it is?
Well, that's what I thought too. I mean, I don't actually know. You know, because that's the thing. They always say don't judge a book by its cover, but as comic book nerds, that's what our job is, to judge by your cover. So. We're very good.
I guess moving right along, the other book that we're going to be talking about today, or this week, is X-Men Legacy.
X-Men Legacy! Yeah.
So, this book, I'm giving an award for worst parenting because it really was like, so this arc in X-Men Legacy is like the return of Havoc and Rachel and Polaris to like the main X-Men storyline. And I'm all like yawn because I've never really been interested in Havoc and Polaris. I know there are a lot of people who love Havoc and Polaris, or Polaris in particular, but they've just never really like.
I have to say, go back, pick up those first issues with Havoc in them, like the classic ones. They're collected in a compendium of Essential X-Men because no other X-Men has as much canon beefcake as Havoc. So check it out. And I always thought Polaris was cool. She was like the sassy girl who came in and was like, I guess she was never really sassy. She was always more like a wallflower. But I thought she was cool. And then she just got effed up all through the 90s and the 2000s. And now she's just... Oh, gosh. Oh. And then the same with Rachel. She's just like... And then they killed her family. And then she has all these tattoos. Like, no other character has as many tattoos. I mean, Rogue has some really regrettable tattoos.
Maybe Rogue... Except, like, Rose Tattoo, maybe.
Oh, I'm so mad! Oh, I'm so mad! That is not Rose Tattoo in Birds of Prey. That's Starling. Right? Who's Starling? She's a new character they made up for this. No. Rose Tattoo. Rose Tattoo, please.
But so this comic book with the Polaris coming back is a reminder of how fucked up all of Magneto's children are.
Yep, totally fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, like, Scarlet Witch, the world wants to kill Scarlet Witch. The world wants to kill Pietro because he's a dickhead. And evidently all of the Shi'ar Empire wants to kill Polaris. So they're not that great on the whole PR campaign situation. I think the only people in Magneto's like family land that are doing okay is like Wiccan and Speed. But they're like barely part of the bloodline because it's like spiritual transmission of souls or whatnot.
Right.
It's a little wacky.
Exactly. They're just like his conceptual grandchildren. Yeah. Yeah, well, but I also have to say, you know, in terms of taking after someone, their father has definitely been forgiven more often than any other character in the entire Marvel universe. So, you know, bright days ahead, I'm sure.
One thing that I thought was odd that in the beginning we see Magneto, Rogue, and Gambit and Frenzy go against this big metal machine robot, except it's not made of metal, and it just seemed odd because I expect when Magneto goes against things, his nemesis like plan for like, oh, I got plastic bullets, motherfucker, but like they weren't expecting Magneto, so like I mean maybe. It just seems...
The point is that it's like an alien culture where his powers don't work, I guess. But it's like, then why does everything look like metal?
I know, right?
Make it look like something else.
It's not metal, yeah.
Right, but my
also,
thing
what
is,
doesn't make sense is that like yes, like metal is like more he can more easily manipulate metal, but like, he's Magneto. He controls electromagnetism. Everything's affected by electromagnetism. Like the whole reason he has force fields is because he can affect things that are not metal. That's the whole point.
And my thing is, people have done research and they know that like magnetic fields affect people's moral centers, like their judgment centers, which would be a great explanation for why Magneto is so horrible all the time. But B, why doesn't he use it for like when he wants acolytes and stuff like that? Like, he should just turn everyone to his side. That would be awesome. Maybe that's what Schism is about.
Perhaps.
But anyway.
But
you had been asking about Rachel's face tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
So, because Rachel's from an alternate reality where she was a hound who hunted mutants, and all the hounds got face tattoos like that. And evidently the reason why, and they showed this in Generation Hope last week or whatever, the reason why you don't usually see those is because when she's conscious, unlike in this issue, she masks them, and they said in that issue that it was through telepathy, but they said it from a recording, and on the recording she made them appear and disappear, so it's clearly just through telepathy.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure like the reason why in Doctor Who we can see the psychic papers because we're not actually there.
10 points. 10 points. That was amazing. And that was my favorite line from this.
Yeah, but so I continue as I read this comic book. I continued to really try and care about what was going on, but whenever the Shi'ar are involved, I'm like, okay, when can we stop talking about these bird people that don't look like bird people at all?
Right? Let's just have a series of, like, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, like, just a whole planet of ape people, because I think I would care about that a lot more than...
Yeah. Or, like, I actually liked it when, I mean, granted, the whole character, the whole Extreme X-Men scenario, or as I like to call it, X-Men the X-Men the swimsuit edition, because all they did was like ride around on a like a speedboat in their bikinis, like that's all they did. But what the lifeguard, the only thing that I liked about lifeguard was when she actually turned out to be like a Shi'ar princess and turned into a bird woman, and like, oh, that's like, you know, a sign of like Shi'ar, like pure blood royalty. But I'm like, why do the rest of you look like apes? Like, all of you should look like bird people, like actual bird people, not like Star Trek bird people.
Yeah. I did like that she actually looked like a bird person. That was the first time I ever realized that the Shi'ar were bird people. Like, I realized that one of them has wings, but I just thought she liked big poops.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, I think that...
What? I was gonna say Hurricane Edition. How are you weathering the storm?
Oh, the storm seems pretty. I mean, like my boyfriend and I decided to go out and walk into the storm a little bit, just to see what all the hullabaloo is about, and I got completely drenched, which probably wasn't very smart. But yeah, I think that things should be fine. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah. I mean, and so, you know, I was talking with my friends because it's so weird, like, because I live in Florida, and so usually when a hurricane comes, we get all of it. And it's been beautiful. It's been a little hot, but otherwise it's been clear skies, wonderful weather here, and it's kind of freaky. And so I was asking like, well, what should I tell all my friends in New York? And they were like, that the power's definitely gonna go out. So
Well, I don't know if it'll go out. And I mean, like, I assume that it will, just because I assume for the worst. Like, for example, like I was the crazy guy that brought in like a 24 pack of like water bottle, and my boyfriend was like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "You don't know how long this shit's gonna go down for. I mean, this might be, for all we know, it's just gonna go down, and it's gonna be horrible, and then we're gonna be the ones with the water, and everyone's gonna be like killing each other." I play role-playing games. I plan for the worst. I'm ready for this apocalypse. I know exactly where I'm going. It's the Costco. You shut those doors. You get a shotgun, and you are set for life.
That's saying. Right. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious and true. I've never had water problems, but I live in Tallahassee, and so we're like basically in Georgia, so we're a lot further inland. But definitely the power. Whenever you have a rainstorm of any magnitude, it hits the power lines.
Yeah. See, the majority of the power lines in New York run underground, so that's why I'm hopeful.
What was that?
Maybe.
I saw footage on the TV about like that showed New York City subway stations flooding, like water.
Oh yeah. Well, the subway stations are.
Oh, I guess they would flood all the time.
They've been shut down.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that doesn't happen often. So it's just this is like one of the first times that this happened. That system might shut down. So kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So. But by the time you watch this, we'll all know what happened. So.
Yeah. Right. So spoiler alert, you for us.
Yeah, maybe. But so thanks for tuning in this week for edition of Scarlet Betch. Make sure you tune in next week for our fantabulous in real life DragonCon event. It'll be super exciting. What are you excited about DragonCon, Anthony?
I'm excited. We'll probably have guest stars, right? I'm excited for seeing all the people in all the costumes. So hopefully we'll have some on our cast.
Are you cosplaying anything?
I'm so bad at costumes. I'm so bad. I will wear whatever you put on me. Just, But when it comes to like creating them, I'm like, that's gonna involve some construction.
I'm working on my Warbler costume, so I'm like excited about that.
I'm very excited about your Warbler costume. That's gonna be ridiculously
It might
cute.
be a terrible idea considering the weather in Atlanta, so I'm not sure how that'll work out, but I'll try.
Yeah, exactly. Are you gonna have an oversized tie or a regular size tie?
A regular size tie.
Okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I really was hoping for.
I think the grown man being the baby warbler is a little too much.
I guess that's true. Okay.